Well, Donald Trump's latest round of tariffs now in effect with a flat rate on most countries and dozens of major nations facing even higher import taxes.
Many Asian and European shares slid in Wednesday's trading, with Japan's Nikkei index closing 4% lower after the launch of the latest set of U.S. tariffs, including a massive 104% levy on Chinese imports. But Chinese markets advanced after regulators appeared to intervene, urging state-owned companies to buy shares. China also says it will now impose an additional 84% tariff on U.S. imports tomorrow. And counter tariffs against some U.S.-made vehicles are now in effect as well. Ottawa is imposing a 25% duty on vehicles imported from America that are not compliant with the Canada-U.S.-Mexico trade agreement. It's also placing a 25% tariff on non-Canadian and non-Mexican content in CUSMA-compliant vehicles imported from the U.S. The countermeasures are being imposed in response to tariffs the Trump administration placed on the Canadian auto sector. The government says the duties will remain in place until the U.S. tariffs come off.
In terms of trading yesterday, another volatile day for stocks on North American markets. The Dow Jones was down about 320 points. The TSX down 352, although things did start in the positive territory, starting with big rallies, but then plunged to extend the sell-off streak. The Dow Jones closing in the red for a fourth straight session. Meantime, U.S. President Trump has said any price increases caused by tariffs will reduce when companies move production to the U.S.
One Wall Street tech analyst says that's not necessarily true, though, saying if iPhones were made in the U.S., they'd cost about $3,500. That's due to the highly complex production ecosystem needed to crank them out, which already exists in Asia. He estimates it could cost Apple $30 billion to move just 10% of its supply chain to the U.S.
And Trump's tariffs are expected to have a big impact on the price of coffee south of the border. The president says the reason behind the tariffs is to bring production back to the U.S., but coffee needs a specific climate to grow and can really only be grown in Hawaii. But with American consumers drinking about 3 billion pounds of coffee a year, or at least being equivalent a year, those in the coffee industry say there is no way enough coffee can be grown in Hawaii. To keep up with demand, coffee will still need to be imported from countries that have been slapped with tariffs.